right, guys, I'm just gonna get going. We still have people kind of rolling in, but we've got a good turnout so far, so I'm just gonna do it. 29 days of 2021. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I feel like Thanksgiving was just a taste of a break. And now it's time to buckle down and earn the next one, but I'm ready for it. I'm ready for 2021. So we've had an active year. Thankfully, we're wrapping up an active year, and we do expect 2021 to be active despite some of the economic news that's coming out here in Massachusetts. I saw in the local news yesterday, 35% of the small businesses have closed during the pandemic. That's horrible. But we also have had conversations with some of our local lending contacts who are expecting some nice relief in 2021, be that in the form of backing up to 90% of SBA loans, or potentially doubling the SBA loan limit amount from 5 million to 10 million, which would be amazing for this industry. So stay tuned. Obviously, we're still in the throes of it here, but a lot to look forward to, and we're excited not only for the break, but to get to 2021. So today we're going to do the usual intro and updates, and then I'm going to be jumping into BizNexus actually. So I think that's going to work for some of you, maybe not for others, but it's something that a lot of people have been requesting, particularly intermediaries. They've been requesting that we run through how to leverage this platform for your buy-side work. If you're white labeling buy-side work, we've seen a real uptick in strategic acquirers this year. Private equity has obviously been active. If you're fortunate enough to have a buy-side contract with that type of buyer as an intermediary, or if you're working for a private equity group and you're looking for acquisitions for your portfolio companies, or even if you're just an individual buyer and you've got multiple acquisition searches, this will be a good one for you. But we're going to show you exactly how to use the platform to help you do that. And then we'll pop into some Q&A. But it should be pretty short and to the point. That's what we go for here. Who am I? Why do you care? I run BizNexus. I run BN.Digital. BizNexus is our platform for auction-based deal flow, and BN.Digital focuses on off-market deal generation exclusively. I've been in the industry for the duration of my career. Continues to change. It's been exciting, especially over the past 6 months, just to see how digital this industry has gone. It'll be exciting to see where it goes, even post-vaccine, right? What's going to stick around? Are the Zoom meetings going to still be the norm? Can you do diligence with Zoom? There's a lot that has changed. Some of it may roll back. Some of it may stick around. Regardless, we think this is going to be something that we're going to be doubling down on with social selling, with all things digital. That's just where the world and the industry is going. And that's the whole point of what we do. We did it before COVID. We do it now. Social selling, you want to build up a highly targeted, valuable network of your end prospects, your primary prospects, business owners in your geographic area, in your particular niche where you're trying to go for your acquisition. And then the referral sources that can provide those primary prospects on an ongoing basis, right? Financial advisors, accountants, lawyers, niche providers, niche consultants, et cetera. You want to build up these networks over time, let them know who you are, stay in front of them, and nurture them across all of these stages. We talk about 1 or 2 stages each lunch and learn each week. In general, the stages are starting with your online profile, your online brand, making sure that it's bulletproof, right? That it's speaking to your end target, that end business owner. So if you're trying to acquire an HVAC company, your profile, your brand, your website should speak to the value prop that you have for an HVAC business owner, right? If you're an intermediary and you're trying to sell HVAC companies, same thing. It should be more about the end target, that HVAC business owner, less about you and your accolades. Targeting, you want to make sure you get very, very specific with targeting in this world that we're in, right? You have all the data in the world to do that. So you want to spend some time here making sure that your primary prospects, your referral prospects, all of these lists that you have are enriched. You have not only their email, their LinkedIn, their phone, their website, all the company data you can have. You want to make sure that your targeting and your data is spot on so that you do not waste a lot of time downstream with bounced emails, with targeting the wrong prospects, but really comes down to your time, especially as an intermediary. you don't want to waste your time speaking with the wrong prospects. So hopefully you're nailing that with your referral prospects and primary prospects for any campaigns that you're running. Building campaigns, outreach campaigns, nurturing campaigns throughout the funnel, throughout the each stage of the conversation to get to the point of capturing, right? Of getting the sit down, of getting the real world relationship that will lead to a real world engagement, which will lead to a real world transaction, which leads to a check, right? So all of this, everything that we talk about is to get to that end goal of the proverbial cup of coffee, the sit down with a qualified prospect or referral prospect. I'm not going to go through the deal flow funnel in depth here. We've done that a lot on past lunch and learns, and all of those videos are available up on our site, BN.Digital, so you can browse through those. Generally speaking, you want to feel, or you want to think about your lead generation not as a one-off, especially with intermediaries. We come across this all the time. Intermediaries will think of leads. Give me a lead, right? And that's fine. You can go out and get leads, but you should think of it as a long game. You should think of it as getting in front of the right prospects and making sure that you stay in front of those prospects, right? Because it's so noisy out there, especially in internet land. People want to know who you are. They want to know that you're good at what you do. They want to know you need to touch these prospects multiple times across multiple channels before they're typically ready to talk about something like selling their business, valuing the asset that they've been building for the past 30 years. So try to think of it as a long game. Sure, you'll get the quick hits on first approach, but generally speaking, let's say 95% of the people who you approach in this industry are not going to be ready to talk about selling their business on first pass, right? So you want to hit those people in the middle and make sure that you're nurturing them. Anybody who you get into your funnel, you need to keep them in your funnel. You need to stay top of mind. Otherwise, you're losing out on that 95% who might be a good fit from a targeting standpoint. They just aren't ready to have the discussion. That's it. That's the intro. Updates. BizNexus, we launched early this morning, our new subscription options, which I'm not going to dig too deeply into these, but I'll just show you where we are here. The free BizNexus, you've all still got that, so don't panic, right? You still have access to everything that you've had access to. We just have more bells and whistles for premium subscriptions. Once you get up to Pro and Enterprise, you're typically talking about buyout groups, strategic acquirers, intermediaries, anything in Enterprise that's going to kick you over to our agency. That's everything that we talk about, our solutions that help manage what we talk about each week on these calls. Feel free to hop in and get a consultation and see if you qualify, because we are an exclusive agency. By that, I mean we don't have competing clients for agency, right? So we limit our agency by geographic region, by industry niche. We won't have overlapping competing campaigns for our clients. So you do have to make sure that availability is there. Now, the really cool thing about 2021, in my opinion, anybody who is an agency client with us will get full access to the tech platform, right? And we're continuing to build out new tools throughout the year. You're going to have full access. You even get access to brand promotion, free advertising, free boosted listings, free boosted profiles, et cetera. So check that out. I don't want to dive too deeply into the pricing. Also, support, and there's this little guy down here. He's our chat bot. If you want to ask questions or chat with us in real time, best way to hit us is through this chat bot. It'll connect us. It'll connect you directly to Slack, and you can chat with us in real time at any point as you're navigating the site. So that's that. If you want to access our services, we're at BN.Digital. There is no .com. It's just BN.Digital for the agency, and BizNexus.com for the platform. So moving into what we're going through today, we're really hanging out in the optimize, target, and build phases of the social selling pipeline, right? We're going to be going through how to use BizNexus for your acquisition strategy or strategies if you're working with multiple buy-side clients, or like I said, running searches for private equity portfolio companies, or running multiple acquisition searches on your own. So this will be quick. It'll be to the point. And if you have any follow-up questions, we'll have that at the end of the Lunch and Learn, but you can follow up with us individually as well. if you have any trouble along the way. Again, remember that chatbot. If you're going through any of this, trying to complete your profile, do the things that I'm about to go through, we will answer you in real time if you use that chatbot. So first thing first, to even get in the game on BizNexus, we're still surprised at how many people actually miss this. You're not going to get matched. You will not get matched. The algorithm will not let you get matched if you haven't completed your profile. So let's just quickly go through what that is, right? When you log into BizNexus as a buyer or as an intermediary, this is pretty much what you're going to see on day one. It's just recommended deals, recommended intermediaries, and recently added opportunities and popular searches. If you're an intermediary, it'll look a little different. The content piece, where we have content about buying a business, selling a business, business valuation, we update that daily. That's going to be your first homepage, and then you're going to have buy side opportunities. That's going to show you your deal recommendations. So to get matched with any buyer, sellers, anything, you need to make sure that you have a complete profile. So what do you want? You want the overview. You want to have your social, right? But what you really need, I mean, that's if you want to get a response, if you want to get people to actually answer your inquiries on deal postings, you want to let them know that you're a real buyer, that you're a real person. So, we see much better conversion rates for people who actually have the picture, have their preferences, have their social links. If it's a competitive deal, you'll have a much better chance of getting a quick response if you actually fill this out. Now, preferences, you want to make sure that your preferences are filled out. So if you have any keywords like HVAC or SaaS, you want to put them in here. And if you have a specific price range, right, or cash flow, annual revenue, whatever your financial metrics are for your primary search preferences, your primary matching preferences, that's where you do this here. Locations, you put those in here, and then industries. So, let's just say I'm going to stick with tech and media here. That's going to be my primary matches. But if you're working with multiple buy-side clients or you have multiple searches, you want multiple targets. So that's where this comes into play, right? These favorites and saved searches, saved listings, buy-side projects, client projects. This is what we're going to go through today, just to make it easy. So let's say, I don't know, I'm a private equity associate, and my private equity group has, 3 different companies. Let's say kind of a tech company. We're looking for tech acquisitions, and then maybe we're looking for construction acquisitions, and then maybe we're just looking for something in Miami, right? We'll do those searches. So let's just start with Miami, right? So let's say, whether I'm a private equity associate or an individual buyer, maybe I'm moving to Miami because Boston winter is terrible, and I just want to, buy myself a new job. I want to buy my way into a new job. So I'm looking at some Miami deals. Let's just save this search. Now I've got the opportunity to save this search, but I also have the opportunity to assign it to a project. I have no projects right now. So I'm going to create a project. I'm going to click on this plus, and I'm going to create a project. I'm going to say, Miami general, and I'm going to create this. Okay. Now I'm going to assign this search and say Miami location only. Something that will remind me of what this search is, because if I'm doing this actively for multiple buy-side clients or for multiple portfolio companies, I want to get really specific. Me personally, I'm going to have 5-6 searches per project, and I want to know exactly what the search parameters were when I get listings that look good. So Miami location only. I'm going to save that. All right. Now let's just refresh, or I'm just going to go back to most recent. And let's say now I'm just going to do Florida. Keyword, I don't know, marketing. So here's another search, right? I'm prompted to save the search. So why don't I go ahead and do that? I'm going to assign this to Miami General. I'm going to say FL EW marketing. KW marketing, right? And so now what does this look like on my homepage? So if I'm going to my homepage, right, I'm going to see as this populates, we're going to have recent search, Florida, USA marketing with the option to browse all. I can scroll through these listings, right, that match. Same thing here, deals that match. Now, if I go back into this favorites and save searches, right, and I'm going to create a new buy-side client or project. Let's say, I have a client who wants to buy an HVAC company. So I'm going to create a buy-side client for HVAC. And now let's just do a couple searches. Right? So keyword HVAC. There we go. So you got a ton of HVAC companies, and I'm going to save this search. Let's call it KW HVAC. I'm going to assign this to the HVAC search and save. Right. Now going back to the home page, we're going to see all of these populating. So if you're logging into BizNexus, you can scroll through, you can see the real-time updates as these deals are added to the platform. Depending on what you've done with the search, you're going to be able to scroll through these, and you're going to be able to easily get in touch with the broker on record, right? And send a message. So Anthony here, no photo, but you reach out, and then the intermediary will get back to you, right? So Richard, much better, has a photo, typically replies within 15 hours. Good reply time, less than 24 hours. That's what we like to see. Buyers watch this. If you're intermediaries, you want to make sure that you're responding quickly. You're going to get more inquiries on your deals that way. But this is how you'd manage it by just logging in and going to your homepage. But then there's also, if you go into your edit profile, in those favorites and save searches, you can choose which match alerts you want to get. So every day you're going to get emails at 10 a.m. Eastern based on your recommended listings if you choose that, right? The default is to not get those emails. But if you want to get those, you can choose that. Now, if you save a search, the default is set to receive emails based on your saved searches, right? The exact results that match with your saved searches at 2 p.m. Eastern every day. So if you have, let's say you have a client who, maybe they're not so active, buy-side client, or maybe you just really like logging into BizNexus every day and you want to do it through your homepage. You don't want to get the emails. You just uncheck it. Now you're not going to get those emails, right? So right now, every day at 2 p.m., I'm going to get the keyword HVAC updates in my email. If you have multiple clients, multiple saved searches, you might want to dial down how many of these alerts you're getting, but they'll all be combined into one email at 2 p.m. Eastern. We don't spam. We don't send out multiple alerts. We send it out at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's it. So you'll see a list of all of your buy-side projects, and then the alerts and the opportunity to click through and see all the new results. So that's a great way to white label your buy-side client work as an intermediary. Or if you're working with a buyout firm, you have multiple portfolio companies or multiple portfolio targets, to do it that way. And then, as an individual, same thing. Over the holiday, just so you know, since you're on the webinar, we'll give you the inside information. We're going to have a lot of that functionality directly on the homepage, right? So you're just going to be able to do this right here. Brokers today, you have a button that says buy side tools. You click on that, it takes you right through to favorites and saved searches. But this functionality is all going to be clearly accessible directly on the homepage during the holiday break. So this is the way to do that. We've had a lot of requests, and it's effective. We're getting 20 some odd deals each day organically uploaded to the platform. We don't scrape. We just have intermediaries adding listings and connecting with buyers. And again, when you fill out your profile, you're going to get suggested, right? So that is the profile. We've gone through some of the use cases. That's right. So one other thing, if you want to keep a listing on your radar, be sure to favorite the listing, right? So you can assign that to a search. So this one, AC, I'm going to assign my favorited listings to the search. So if I reach out to Anton right now, I don't want to lose this. So I favorite the listing and I can talk about this with my client. And then once you've signed the NDA and you get the info, then you can tell your client even more and move ahead with the process. So there is the added functionality of not only saving searches, but saving listings. And that's it, guys. So that's really what we wanted to go through, is just how to leverage BizNexus for your buy side work, for multiple acquisition searches. If you have any questions with about this, again, as you're doing it, if you have any trouble, just ping us in that chat box. But if you have any questions right now about how we see our users typically doing this, now's the time. If not, we'll just do what we do each week. Give you 10 seconds or so to ask now, or then we'll move on and get back with our day. We have the survey going out at the end of every webinar each week, and that's your opportunity to shape these webinars. So we did get a lot of questions this week about this. That's why we focused on it. So if you have any specific requests, if you want to talk about something, if you don't want us to cover something, the survey after this webinar is the best way to get that done. We're doing this based on your feedback. We're doing it since day one. We've done this to make it valuable for you. If it's not valuable, we'll stop doing it. But so far we've had good feedback, and so we're going to keep it going. So I don't see any questions coming in. I'm going to close it out. Have a great day. Have a great week, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks, guys.